Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls Launch podcast with your hosts, Liz and KT. And today we are going to be spilling the tea on our girls' trip that we just came back from on Sunday. But first, of course, before we get into it, we're just going to get into all of our little segments. So, Liz, what have you been up to since the last time we've talked?
Since the last time we've talked, I've actually been hanging out with Kennedy. We're gonna talk about that on this episode, but we went on a little girls trip, so that was a lot of fun. And then I was out and about. I feel like last week, yeah, I did not sleep at home once. I was staying with my cousin, and then we had a little girls trip. So I'm glad to be back home for a little bit.
Yeah, like Liz said, I was with her. And then honestly, since we came back on Sunday, today's Monday. So literally I've just been resting, getting my life together, being productive. I unpacked yesterday after I had a little nappy nap. And then today I did some laundry. And I'm just like ready to just be chill and not be like on the move. While I do like being on the move sometimes, also need my rest days.
What Kennedy said, especially after being like out and about so much, you just need to be in your room and just decompress all to yourself. So, very much looking forward to that. And now we're going to get into some of our favorites of the week. So, my favorite of the week, I feel like I've been using this entire summer, is my Baggu shoulder bag. It's one of those Baggu bags that's like literally what the name says, a shoulder bag. It's the perfect size and I use it every single time I go out anywhere. It fits everything I need, which is just like my phone and my wallet really, and like my glasses and sunglasses. And it's literally just perfect. It goes with every outfit for the most part. And that bag, it goes with me everywhere, as I said. And then my other favorite of the week, which I have been using so much this past week, is my portable charger from Amazon. That thing is a lifesaver. My phone, it's an iPhone 12, I haven't upgraded yet. I don't want to because I don't want to get a new charger, but it be dying. The battery be going by so fast. So having that portable charger on me has been really nice to have because it keeps my phone charged up. So those are my two favorites of the week that I have been really using and loving so much. Kendi, what are some of your favorites?
Mine, once again, are very random, but one, a tote bag. I was loving my little tote bags over our girl trips. I feel like I don't really get to like use them as much as like everyday life, like when I'm at school. So I love any chance when I get to use them. And then tap for cards. I was just using tap a lot over the past couple of days. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I need to do this more because like sometimes, like I don't know, sometimes by tap I feel like don't be working, and so I always just like no matter what just like use the chip. But I use tap. I was like, wow, this is great. I love it. And then my last favorite is the We're Not Really Strangers game. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it, but if you don't know, brand, and they have like a bunch of different like cards where it's like really deep questions and there's different categories. So they have like a regular one that you could just play with like anyone, friendship edition, relationship edition, self-reflection. And we did some of those questions during our girls trip, and I think it's a really good game to play with your friends if you want to get deep. And you may or may not cry, but we're probably going to get into that later in the episode.
What Kennedy said. But for real, that game, such a good game because you have like those deep questions that get a little too deep, but like not too deep in a bad way, just getting to know each other better. And then you also have like lighthearted, more like superficial questions. And honestly, it's things that sometimes those superficial questions are the things like you don't know about your friends. Like we were like doing like, oh, what's your favorite color? And it's like crazy because like we couldn't even know what we didn't know. Highly recommend downloading that game, and you can just get it on Quizlet, so super easy to do. And now we're gonna go into, of course, our pop culture section, and we're gonna start off as always, because me and Kennedy are some sports girlies now, I guess, with our sports. So Kennedy, I know you got things to talk about.
I sure do. Here I go with my F1 talk again, but don't worry, guys. There's only one more race, and then it's summer break for 2 weeks. You guys don't have to hear me yap about it, but anyway, so the Hungarian GP just happened. And for me, it was a good Sunday because we got a McLaren 1-2 with Oscar winning. And if you have been listening for a while, you guys know I have been waiting for a McLaren 1-2 ever since Lando got his first win. Like, we know it's possible they have a really competitive car. And then I just really wanted Oscar to have his moment too and win a race. And just with the way he's been performing recently, like everyone knew like an Oscar win was coming. Hamilton got third, which I was super happy about. Even though I'm not a Mercedes fan, I like Hamilton as a driver. He's my favorite driver, I would say. And then Ferrari they actually, I feel like, had a better weekend, even though Charles had a little incident in the first practice of the weekend, I think. But like, they weren't really, competing for any podium positions, but they were like fourth and sixth. So way better than like past races. But y'all, this race is the epitome of like why I got into F1 and really what like drove me to the sport. When I watched like the show on Netflix, was just the drama of it. It's just so good. And this weekend's drama was just too good. Like, especially the team radios. I feel like more was happening during the team radios than on the actual track. I'm not gonna go too in depth because a lot of it I feel like is like strategy stuff. And I don't like getting into that. But like, let's just say there's a little bit of tea in Formula One. Like sometimes if one teammate is ahead of the other, they'll call over the team radio and they'll tell you to swap positions. So Lando was in first towards the end, and they were telling him like you need to give that position back to Oscar. And in my personal opinion, I felt like it was the right thing for Lando to do, team player, and because like it was Oscar's time to win, and Oscar did have a better start to the race, so I feel like he kind of deserved the win. So that was there was a lot of drama over there. People say McLaren was kind of guilt tripping Lando, but I don't know, I think they're just trying to tell him like be a team player. Like they're saying like, Lando, remember what we talk about every Sunday before the race, like in order to be world champion, like you need Oscar. Then Max Verstappen, he was beefing with his team engineer because they be talking to them over the radio. He ended up getting a little something with Hamilton, and the Aston Martins were also fighting. So yeah, there was a lot of like team radio tea happening. So I was like, wow, this is a lot. And I have two F1 podcasts that I listen to, and I was like, oh, I cannot wait until Monday when they drop their episodes. And I've already started listening because I'm like, I just need to hear everyone's takes. But yeah, it was definitely a crazy one. And I'm a real dedicated fan because I wasn't even at my house. And trust, I was watching them races and the qualifying on my phone. But yeah, that's all I have to say for my F1 talk.
No, because let me tell y'all, Sunday morning, we were leaving our girls' trip, and Kennedy was a whole iPad kid. She had her little wires in, and she was just sitting in the back quietly watching her little F1 and everything. It was so funny. And she had a little McLaren shirt on, and we went to go eat to this place, and she was like, I'm just waiting for someone to come tell me, what do you think about the race today? She was like, it was a good day. McLaren, I won too. She was fangirling over there. I'd never like witnessed it firsthand, I always like via messages or something when this be happening. So it was crazy seeing her in her little F1 era in person. It looked good on you, Kennedy. It looked good on you. So next up, our little pop culture stuff. Me personally, I don't watch Love Island, but I am completely like I know all the drama because of my For You page on TikTok. And if y'all didn't know, Alex Cooper, call her daddy, is going to have Rob on her podcast. And if you don't watch Love Island at all, then you probably know who Rob is, or at least you heard a sound on TikTok going around with him like talking to one of the girls or whatever. But he like got eliminated from the like season, I guess, the island. They like voted him off, and he's gonna be on the podcast. I know like on the island, like you don't have your social media, you don't have your phones and everything. But I've been seeing a lot of things on TikTok about how like when Rob got off the island, he like immediately followed, is that her name, Leah, on Instagram or something? I've been seeing that everywhere, and like he didn't follow no one else but her, and like everybody like on at least my side of TikTok is like there's still hope and everything. But yeah, that's all I had to say about that stuff, because it's literally every other TikTok I scroll on has something to do with this show and something to do with Rob, Leah, and Call Her Daddy.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, yep, I'll be sad as soon as I finish these other episodes I need to listen to. I will be watching that episode because I'm just so curious to what he has to say. I'm still not finished with Love Island, but like I know who wins and stuff. Like I've seen it. And Rob, at the point where I'm at, he's like talking to this new girl who entered, and I'm just like, wow. And I don't think I've heard the best things about him for like everything going forward, but I know everyone has always still been like, yeah, Leah and Rob, even though Leah has had like a strong connection, it seems like, with Miguel. And yeah, I did see that Rob followed Leah, so I'm just interested how that will go, since it does seem like Leah and Miguel have a strong connection. Will she go back to Rob? Because I ain't even gonna lie, like Rob, like I personally, like I think he's cute. But I do think Mans is a little bit dramatic, maybe not the best communicator. I think him and Leah make sense, but at the same time, I do really like her with Miguel from where I'm at, so we'll just see.
So now we're going to get into what we are watching. Kennedy, do you have any updates on what you've been watching? Because me personally, I've been watching nada. I started today the new episode of Cobra Kai, but I only got like 2 minutes into it.
I almost started the new season of Cobra Kai today, but I ended up watching like some true crime show. But honestly, I'm not really watching anything. I'm still watching Love Island. That's pretty much it. Over the past few days, we've been watching a lot of Disney Channel movies. So that's been fire. But yeah, I literally have not been watching anything. Just I've been just trying to binge Love Island for real.
No, because speaking of those Disney Channel movies, if you don't know, let me put you on to the good ones, y'all. Starstruck? Ah, such good music. And then we watched this weekend Determinate, bruh. Lemonade Mouth, another classic. And that's all I have to say for now, because we'll probably talk about it later on. But this part, me and Kennedy, we're excited about this. Our song of the week, y'all. If you listened to our last episode, you would know that we had a little Euro Cup catch up, and we were talking about like some of the players. We were talking about Lamine Yamal. He's the Spanish player, the 17-year-old. And there's this TikTok going around everywhere of him, like, because they won the Euro Cup and they've been celebrating and everything. And there's this song. And, bruh, the entire trip, in Kennedy would just randomly sing this song. And our friend Jill, yeah? And there's like this little dance to it. Anyways, all you need to do, you just need to listen to this part of the song, y'all. Because, don't know what they're saying because it's in Portuguese.
I'm gonna play the first little 10 seconds or whatever. They just started off like it's just a banger. Like as soon as you listen to it, you're like, yep, it's the playlist. So I'm gonna hit play. Eu quero tchu, eu quero tchá, eu quero tchá, eu quero tchu. Like, I don't know what drugs they put into that song, but I legit cannot get it out my head. And like the dance to it just makes it even better.
No, because as Kennedy was playing it, if y'all could see us right now, we were very much doing the dance. And the dance is so easy. It's like a little side, and then the arms move. Like, y'all, all you need to do, look up Lamine Yamal dancing, and you will see it all over. That's all you need to know. But like we said, no clue what they're saying. No, I haven't Google translated it. But you best believe this song is on my playlist.
Exactly what Liz said. Now we're gonna get into talking about our girls' trip because we were together for 5 days, y'all. That's the longest our friend group has ever been together, and surprisingly, we didn't get sick of each other. It was a really good time. We came out of these 5 days with lots of good stories, and I definitely needed these days. Like, I just feel so happy, so relaxed. Like, this is a trip that I really needed.
Exactly. Like, emphasis to everything you just said. Just being with the whole group because all of us, we are like in different like points. Like, two of our friends, they're not living in our hometown. And then, like, me, Kennedy, and our friend Jill, we're all in our hometown. And, like, it's just finally being able to like see everyone. It was just very much needed, very healing indeed. And now we can just debrief. So basically, our trip started on a Wednesday evening. Our little girls trip was girls trips as Ariana's 21st birthday trip, okay? So we started off on, of course, the birthday girl's day, Ariana's birthday day on Wednesday. Kennedy, you can take it away.
So we had Ariana's birthday on Wednesday, and we were like, okay, we're gonna go out, have a nice dinner, look cute, and so we went to this restaurant called 8 Up in Louisville. We got all cute. Oh wait, first I have to say, me, Jill, and Liz, we traveled to Louisville to our friend Kelsey's house, and we got like ready together. And let me just tell y'all, our friend Kelsey, she lives in a big hill. When I tell y'all, the walk to get to her front door is literally treacherous. Like your legs will be sore. Like we walked up that driveway yesterday and my legs are sore today. Like it's crazy. So imagine us three girls with like our luggage for this trip and then like me, because I like had like a pillow and blanket rolling up this big hill with all that stuff. Plus you got stairs. Yeah. Since we was definitely struggling.
No, and like when we tell you we are not exaggerating, this house is on the top of a hill. And it's not like a slight incline. No, it's steep. Like if you roll down that thing, you would get to the bottom very quickly with how steep it is. And like the driveway, it's like kind of uneven and there's cracks on it. Like, oh my God, rolling up the suitcases, terrible, terrible. But we got up there. Once we caught our breath, we started getting ready. We had a little fancy dinner. And honestly, I thought it was so nice dressing up because I feel like I don't really have things to like dress up fancy for ever. Or like, I feel like I'm overdressed if I do. So it was really nice to just like get ready with everyone. And we were all like in our long dresses. Everybody looked so good. I do have to say that, everybody looked great.
Yes, oh, I just love dressing up, which I feel like is like surprising because that's just not my regular style. But like when it's the chance to do so, oh, I'm so ready. And like listen, we just all look so cute. Like we even got complimented by like these random people on a scooter later in the night. But yeah, we ate up. I don't know if I already said that. And it's like a rooftop bar thing. It's in a hotel, and the rooftop was unfortunately closed because some type of like YMCA event or something. Boo, tomatoes. But like the main dining area was still like really nice. I had like these fried chicken sliders fire. I was a little shook though when she brought out their plate and it was only three of them, but it was okay because like we kind of knew that like we was gonna end up getting food later that night, so I wasn't tripping too much. And I had my digital camera, so we just took a bunch of pictures, and I'm glad we did because like we've always just have like never really gotten that much like pictures and videos when we're all together. But over the past couple years, we've gotten better at that, which I'm glad because I always love looking back at all the memories.
On the food stuff, me and my friend Jill, personally, I think we had the best meal. We split our meal and we ordered like a salad and then we had pizza. And let's just say all of our food was gone. I think someone made the comment that like we like scraped, like it looked like we licked our plates. Yep, we got our money's worth. It was a pricey restaurant. But yeah, so then after we did all the pictures like Kennedy was saying, then we saw the sunset a little bit, we had a good time just all together, just laughing everyone together. That's always the best part of everything.
Yeah, and then after the dinner, we just kind of walked around. Wait, yeah, we walked around to like find a cute picture place. So like Ari can get some like cute official like birthday pictures, and then like we found like this really fancy hotel. I forgot what it's called. The lobby was really cute, and we all got some fire pictures. I actually just posted on Instagram today, and like the first picture is from the hotel. Like they had like this long hallway, and when I tell y'all, it just looks like you're in like a really rich place, and it's just like golden. I don't even know how to describe it. Just I'm just gonna shamelessly plug my Instagram. You can easily find it through the podcast Instagram. Like it is just so fancy, and like all the pictures everyone got from there look so good. And then after that, we went back to Kelsey's house. I'm pretty sure. And then everyone got ready to go out. I unfortunately couldn't go out because I'm not 21 yet. But I was not tripping because while I do like the idea of going out, one thing about me is I will never turn down an opportunity to stay home, change it to my comfies, and watch TV and play on my iPad. Like, I'm sorry, I won't.
Because, Kennedy's a true iPad kid. No, but like also very valid. Me too, Kennedy. Me too. But so then I can do like the little recap for those who went out. So we went out in downtown. We went around. If you hear a change in audio, it's because I switched mics, by the way. Just so you're aware. So as I was saying, we went out. It was a Wednesday night though, so it was low key like semi dead out because it's the middle of the week. It's not the weekend yet. But we did have a great time. We had some fun. And then we went to a McDonald's because we were all hungry from fancy dinner. Fancy dinner, it's expensive, but it don't be filling you as well. So we went to McDonald's and our Uber dropped us off there. And we like walked, we pre-ordered our food, but we were like walking in the drive-through or whatever to get our food. So we waited around. There was some creepy cars speeding by. We had that. Our friend Jill, she's vegetarian, but she was able to finesse getting a free Big Mac without the meat burger. So that was interesting. That was nice. And then we got back with Kennedy, ate our little McDonald's and went to bed because we had a bright and early morning the next day as we were leaving for the girls' trip.
So the next day, we all were up bright and early. I think I set my alarm for like 8:30, and we just all got up, got ready, and then had to bring our suitcases down that hill, which was again an experience. I think I don't even remember how I walked to so my suitcase wouldn't just go flying down, but it was definitely rough.
No, because you had to walk like at a certain angle, and like if you had a suitcase with like the four wheels or like even two wheels, you couldn't like pull it normally. You kind of had to do it like at an angle, or it was gonna go on its own and take you with it with that hill. But we made it down safely. We had to like. What's that one game where you're like, I guess Jenga, but not Jenga, Tetris, right? We had to do some Tetris to put everything in the bag because we had like all of our suitcases, all of our like beach chairs and everything, we had a full trunk, but we did it. And then afterwards, we went to go get some Dunkin', gotta fuel up, and then we were on the road for Indiana. And you're like, why are you going to Indiana of all places? Well, let me put you on a little Midwest little secret, y'all. The Great Lakes, you know where they're at, near Chicago, Indiana, Michigan, that the little mitten. So part of Indiana, there's like this like the shore part, I guess, where it meets the Great Lakes, and it's literally like a beach. It's a beach, but just minus the salt water. Like there's waves and everything. So that's where we were going to. We went last year and we had a lot of fun. So that's why we picked Indiana. So we did our little road trip in with the fire playlist that we always have. If there's one thing about our friend group is we will have a playlist for every single occasion. Every single trip we have a new playlist made, and the playlist was very much put on shuffle, and we just, drove on up to our little Airbnb.
Yes, the ride wasn't too crazy. I did get excited when seeing the windmills, just like I did last time. But yeah, so we get to Indiana, and let me just tell you guys, the Airbnb we had was definitely interesting. It was definitely a humbling experience. Um, we pull up. Honestly, I didn't get like that bad of vibes when we first got there. Like when we put up, I was like, "Oh, we're here." But then I noticed. Okay, so I don't know why did it like click in my mind like, "Oh, that's like a red flag." I saw some blinds were broken, but honestly, like mine was empty. I think I was just happy to be there. And then Liz was like, "I think we should all like look through the place before we put our stuff down." I was like, yeah, that's a good idea, safety. And then we just kind of looked around. And, the more we looked around, I think the more everything just looks worse in my eyes.
No, because my perspective, so like when we pulled up, this house definitely it stood out from among the other houses on the street. It was like a bright blue, and we were rolling up. I kind of like looked at this little neighborhood street. I'm like, okay, it doesn't look like the nicest place. Also, side note, we didn't get the Airbnb that we had last year. That Airbnb was amazing. We tried, but she was fully booked. So we had to like. And this was kind of like last minute thing, so we had to pull strings and just find somewhere to stay. We're lucky we found somewhere, honestly. And so when we pull up, I have to get out of the car because there's like a chain covering the driveway. I guess it's so cars don't park in their driveway. So I had to get out and move it. Our friend Jill's like parking the car and everything. I'm the first one to see the broken blinds. And in my head I'm like, okay, um that doesn't look right, so then that's when when we got in, I was like, let's just look around, make sure everything's right. And then that's when we started noticing things. There was more than one broken blind. There was a couple broken blinds. There was one like in the main window facing like the front yard. The door had some broken blinds. um what else was wrong with this place that we first noticed? Oh, the vents, like the air vents. Some of the air vents didn't have like a cover, and it wasn't like a small air vent. It was a decent sized air vent. Like a hand could stick out of that air vent. Um, that's just like things that I first picked up on. I don't know if there's anything else that you first picked up on, Kennedy.
Yeah, I think honestly, just the broken blinds at first. The blinds in the kitchen were broken as well, but I didn't notice those until like towards the end of our trip. And then yeah, it was mostly just the two broken blinds. But then I don't know, like yeah, we just kept noticing different things at different times. We just might as well just say them now because I can't remember them like exactly. But I remember as we were going through our tour, we were going towards like the back of the house. Um, we discovered that there's a basement door unlocked. I don't think a basement was disclosed in the listing at all, and like that's like fine, I guess. But like the fact that the basement door was just like wide open, okay, not wide open, it was unlocked. I was like, that's a little suspicious. That's a little scary. There was a bunch of movies. They had like a whole movie bookshelf, and we were like, okay, bet we can watch a lot of movies, y'all. They have a whole bookshelf of movies, but no DVD player. Make it make sense. The couches had suspicious stains, which we didn't notice until later. And when I tell you these were like looking like someone got murdered on that couch type of stain, it was so scary. And then I slept on the pull-out couch. We pulled it out, stains all over the mattress. I literally like lined it with layers of like all the extra sheets they had in a closet in the bedroom, and like I didn't have no pillows, so I literally covered some couch cushions with some sheets. We was really ghettoifying it. Oh, and to make us feel safer, because I was like, if I'm sleeping in this living room, Ain't nobody peeking in while I'm sleeping. So I put two pillows in front of like the blinds that were broken through the front window facing the front yard. And then I put a sheet over the blinds that were broken on the window on the door because y'all like they were like big enough like if someone's standing on the outside like you could easily see in. So I was not playing.
No, because I wish we could insert pictures for you guys, like, no, and then the last blinds on the last night that Kenny noticed in the kitchen, she put paper towels up there to cover them up because they were broken, and then, the what's it called? The, like, coffee table, you have to move it once you open up, like, the pull-out couch. That coffee table was very much put up against the door, the front door, in case anybody tried to break in. The porch light stayed off the entire trip. We don't wanna let anybody know that we were home. I don't know if Kennedy touched base on this, but the utensils, like all the utensils we use or like plates we use, kitchenware, we washed it because it was dirty. You know, it had like some stains on some of it. I remember the first night we made like pasta. Me and Jill, we were like we counted like how many? Five? Yeah, five. There's five of us. Counted like five forks. We washed all of that. We washed all the plates, all the cups, everything that we used, we washed it. Yeah, it was definitely something. And then the most random thing in the backyard. So the backyard wasn't like a like grass backyard. It was kind of like a cement like plot with like a fence around it. There was two jet skis back there just casually sitting there. It was so odd. Um I think that's like all the things that were just sus and like weird and different about this Airbnb that just made us feel, you know, a little out of place. Some might even dare to say a little unsafe.
Yeah, I was definitely feeling okay, I wouldn't say unsafe, just maybe a little uncomfy. But after like we kind of like settled in, we were like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna make sure we spend as much time outside of the Airbnb. We all got ready to go to the beach and we got our like cute like suits on and all that stuff. And I remember we got this neighbor, y'all, and he becomes a thing because we try our best to avoid him because this is when we were packing up the car, I'm pretty sure, to leave for the beach. And like he was outside with his dog and like I just heard yelling, so I was like, oh god, it's like, is he arguing with someone in his house? Like, do we have one of those neighbors? And then I noticed that he has like these dogs. At first I saw that he had like a baby pit bull, so I was like, okay, fine, that's whatever, a baby's not gonna do anything. And I just heard yelling stuff. I was like, I'm scared, I'm going back in the house. Like, I don't know what this man yelling at. And then I came back out a second time, like when we were like really about to leave, like we were all outside. And y'all, I look over, I saw the bigger dog. I said, oh yeah, let me get in this car. I'm not scared of dogs, but I know not everyone is good dog owners. Some of them don't know how to train dogs. And I was like, let me get myself in this car. I'm ready to go to the beach.
No, because me too. I was going in and out. I was trying to not be outside. But our friend Jill, she was outside because she was like loading up the car and everything. Bro, we're terrible friends. We really left her out there. Um, and she was saying that like she heard the neighbor. He was like talking like I guess his neighbor or whatever, and he was like kind of like yelling type thing about how like he hates just like strange people coming in and out. You know, we assumed that he was talking about like the Airbnb we were staying at, you know, like people just going in and out. And I don't know, that just kind of added to the whole suspicions about the man. But once we loaded up that car, we got on our merry way to the beach. It was like a 10-minute drive, I think. And we pull up. Keep in mind, y'all, it is sunny. It feels nice. There's a little bit of a cool breeze, but like it's a good breeze, right? We pull up, we go to like park and we have to pay to park, whatever. And they tell us, oh, it's $20, but you can't swim. And we were like, huh? And she was like, yeah, the beach is closed for swimming because of rip tides. There's like red flags up. And we were like, oh, really? And so we were like, okay, what do we do now? Like, we literally, the whole plan for that day we got there was to go to the beach, right? So we're like, okay. So we call the beach that we went to last time. It's at like the national park or whatever, and they're also closed for rip tides. But they told us at this public beach, but they're like, it's swim at your own risk. And we were like, you know, whatever. Well, if we decide to get in, it's at our own risk. But mostly, we just wanted to be in the sun. You know, we just wanted to lay, have a good, relaxing, chill time. So we pull up to this public beach. We unload. Y'all, there's a little bit of a hike as we're, you know, carrying all of our stuff over there. We pull up onto the beach and we see the waves. Those waves were a little vicious, y'all. They were like the comparison from that first day we went to the beach to the second day, crazy. Like it was like still the next day, but the first day, nah. There was definitely some ways. I definitely see why there was red flags up.
Yeah, them waves were super crazy. Like when we first got there, we just kind of like laid out for a bit. It was okay, we got here. We're just gonna set up. And I like, I was embodying like the Florida girl vibe. Like I had my book. I don't think I read though that day, but like just in case, this was the only day that I remembered to bring my headphones with me for this whole trip, which was super annoying. And so I listened to some podcasts, and so we just chilled. And then eventually, me and Jill got in the water because everyone else was being a big baby, and they didn't want to get into the water. But we got into the water, and then waves. Well, first of all, that water was so freaking cold when you first step in. I was like, "Whoa!" I don't know how much further I'm gonna get, but of course, like it always is, once you're in there longer and you get like deeper to the water, it's warmer. But y'all, them waves took me down. Like I fell a couple of times and almost drowned. Like, ooh, them waves got me good a couple of times. I ain't even gonna lie, but it was honestly kind of fun. I felt like I was living in the H2O show. Like I'm living my H2O summer, and it was really fun. And then we just kind of like switched between like going in, laying out, going in, laying out, and that's just like my perfect beach day. Oh, and we also had Subway sandwiches. I forgot to say that when we first got there, we had our Subway sandwiches that we got before. I think either on the way, yeah, it was on the way to the Airbnb when we first got to Michigan City, and yeah, so we like ate, laid out, then went in, and I just the feeling of the sun on your skin is just unmatched. And then the cool thing about these beaches on like the little shore that they're on is that you can see the Chicago skyline. So it's just crazy that you have like the city right there, but then you're literally on like a sandy beach. It's really cool.
Yes. And then another thing with the waves, it would be like we would go in there and then without even trying, y'all, like I wasn't even like really fighting the wave to not move me, but next thing you know, we're like all the way down yonder. I don't even know. We had to, like walk on back over or whatever. But yeah, what Kennedy said, it was just great vibes all around, from like the sun hitting you to laying out to going into the water, just overall like being with your friends and anything, great, great vibes. And then after the beach, we went home. Oh no, we did some grocery shopping for the week. So we, got our groceries together. And then we went home, showered, did all that stuff, and we made some dinner. And y'all, dare I say, I think we ate pretty good that night. We were all stuffed. We had some bread, we had some pasta. Only thing we were missing is like a salad or like veggies or something. We realized that after the fact, but we just had a good little wholesome dinner vibes and it was pretty good pasta. I personally think so. I was part of the cooking and I feel like I did pretty good. I don't know. Kennedy can attest to that.
Yeah, it was really good. We was grubbing, and then did we have dessert that night or no? I don't think so.
I don't think we did. I think we had like snacks like cookies and stuff. That was our dessert.
So we did that, and then I'm trying to think. Everything's blurring together. Was that the night we did We're Not Really Strangers?
Yes, it was. So then we got onto the couch, turned off the overhead lights. We felt safe with our table covering the door, our sheets up and everything. And we started playing We're Not Really Strangers. And y'all, this game is so good to play with your friends. I mentioned this earlier and Kennedy did too, but it truly is. Like, there were some questions where we definitely got deep. We definitely shed a few tears. It was like somebody would start crying and then like other people would start crying and it was just like all around it was like good vibes and it's just like a way to like talk about things that like you want to talk about but you don't know how to bring up. So that was the best part of it and it was just I don't know, it was just really good vibes all around. Um like yes, some tears were kind of like, emotional and everything, but it was like overall just good tears because you're with your friends, like you have that support and everything. So highly, highly recommend doing that with your friends.
And I really like that game because it just creates like a open space for everyone to talk and get their emotions out. Because I feel like with us, like obviously, like we're very open with each other, like we're all open books, but like it's mostly just like fun all the time. So it's really nice to have those deep conversations, and especially it's just like a very like healing thing. And it's like it's crazy because it's like no matter how close you are with people, like everyone's always going through their thing, so it's like nice that we can like all hear about each other's struggles. Like I opened up about something that I don't really talk about, even though I was struggling to talk about it because I was just crying. And yeah, it was just really good just to see like to see that like more vulnerable side of everyone, because like I said, like we're just always more like goofy with each other, so it's always nice to have that like different side of us and just no judgment. And we obviously know that whatever we say is never gonna go out, and it was just a great time. It is a really good bonding experience.
After playing the game, after we shed too many tears, we put on a movie. I think we watched some Disney movie. I think it might have been Princess of the Frog or something. But everybody went to like their rooms. Me and Kitty stayed in the living room. We fell asleep. And then the next day we started off not too early, but like not too late. But we took the train to the city to Chicago, and we wanted to go to Chinatown, so we got dropped off near Chinatown, and we wanted to like eat lunch there. So we left around 10, I think, because I think our train left at 10:30, and we got right into Chinatown right around lunchtime. Did we have to walk like 30 minutes from the train station to Chinatown? Yes, and we did, but it was 30 minutes well spent of us just like being little city girls.
That 30 minutes was definitely interesting. So me and Ari, LOL, Liz's face. So me and Ari, we basically got catcalled. It was definitely an experience. Especially because like for all my friends, like I hear stories, but I'm just like never around, obviously, because we're like apart most of the time when like they're getting catcalled and stuff. So just like being there, it was just like really funny. So there's this group of like teenage boys. I don't even know. I will say I might have accidentally provoked them because like before they even started catcalling us, I remember I just heard like a lot of noise and I thought I heard something about like a buy one get one, something like that. So like I looked back and like I just like briefly looked over to see like who was making a lot of noise, and the next thing you know, if you couldn't tell by like my voice, I'm black, African American, whatever. Ariana is also black, and all we hear is, "Hey, the two black ones," and I was like, "Huh?" And then I hear like, the girl in the green shirt, and then allegedly they said the one in the blue shirt too. I don't know.
No, because they most definitely were talking about the one in the blue shirt, and if you take a wild guess on who the one in the blue shirt was, it was Kennedy over here. Ariana was wearing a green shirt. Yeah, no, it was like a whole 2 blocks, I feel like. It was a long walk. And then we finally were like, it was when we were approaching Chinatown, so we were like, oh, there's white people coming up. Like, well, let's just go besides them. But yeah, they definitely said the girl in the blue too, Kennedy. A couple times too, I heard it.
No, it was funny. Now that I think about it, they really did yell for a long time because I feel like when we was walking into Chinatown, people was looking at us because they was yelling, and I was like, oh my god, like it was like funny, but yeah, I don't know, it was just a very funny experience. But yeah, we just kind of like walked through Chinatown just to see like, where are we gonna eat lunch? I can't remember the place where we ate lunch at, but it was like okay for my opinion. I got what is it called? Pan fried dumplings and shrimp fried rice. And I like my dumplings. The sauce they had with it was pretty good. The shrimp fried rice, like it was okay. It was nothing special, but it was a pretty good meal, I guess. I definitely was gulping up that water though, since like Liz said, we walked 30 minutes, and the sun was definitely shining.
Yeah, I thought the food was like pretty okay, nothing out of this world. Me and my friend Jill, we shared some noodles. Um, Personally, they were pretty mid. They was missing some flavor. They was just missing flavor, honestly. All around missing flavor. But after that, we redeemed ourselves. So we kind of after we ate our little lunch, we kind of split off, and some people went around to like a K-pop store that they wanted to go to, and me and Jill, we really wanted some Korean corn dogs. We were in the mood for them, and right across the street there was this place, and we went, and y'all, they were so good. We got both of them mozzarella filled, and we got one with like the potatoes around it, and then the other one with like the hot Cheeto. And we ate it up every single bite. There was no crumbs left. It was like nice and warm, and like the cheese melted in your mouth. They were delicious. They were delicious. My private story viewers know. They saw my reactions. And then after that, we just kind of walked around a little bit. And honestly, I just ate like every time I spent money, it was because I was eating. After that, me and my friend Ariana, we saw this little bakery, and it was like kind of like French bakery kind of vibes to me. And I bought 2 macaroons. One of them was like a raspberry lemon, and it was very intriguing. So I bought it. I ate it up. It was delicioso. But yeah, I think that's all I ate. in Chinatown.
So it's a big bag summer for Liz. I was part of the little trio that went to the K-pop store. It was very cool. It was me, Ari, Kelsey, and it was definitely. It was like I just never seen anything like that. So I was like, "Whoa!" I know Kelsey. She was like having the time of her life. I just love to see her in that element. Like it was just because like it's only like her and Abby that like are really well versed in the K-pop world. So I know she was living her life. So that made me happy. But the store was like very interesting just to see everything. But they were like so strict. Like I wanted to get like some videos and stuff for my vlog, but they're like no recording, no taking pictures. Like we can see on the camera. And, like they have like a television on the wall that like shows like all the cameras. Like girl, they got every angle of you in 4K. So like dang, like I can't even sneak a little something something. And I wasn't gonna risk anything. So we just walked around there, and then I think we went to the like the Korean corn dog store to like catch up with Liz and Jill, and then from there, Kelsey and Jill went to like this little like I don't remember what it was called, but it's kind of like one of those like miscellaneous knickknack stores. They just had like a bunch of toys, skincare, and stuff. And I know Kelsey got like a BTS keychain from one of the members that was pretty cute. And then from there, we met Liz and Ari at the French place. And then I forgot what happened after there.
After there, we walked to like another part of Chinatown. And it was like pretty cool area. I actually hadn't been to that part of Chinatown before. And we were looking for this. Our friend Abby, she sent us this TikTok of this like candy store in Chinatown, and it had like different unique like candy and snacks. So we walked in there, and y'all, this place was like packed. It's a small store, keep in mind, and like it's a good like one, two, three, like four aisles, I think. All the aisles were full. It was like everybody buying candy and everything. I personally got a little bit overwhelmed, and I wasn't in the mood for anything really, so I just kind of went outside and kind of like sat. But Kennedy, she got some things. She was looking around.
No, because now me forgetting we went to the candy store when that was like my favorite part of Chinatown. That's actually crazy. So yeah, it's called like It Should Been Candy. It was only like a 7 minute walk away from where we're from. So I was like, man. And it was like really cool. The vibes were immaculate. And I'll give y'all like a quick rundown of what I got. So I got these Lay's Pringles that were like seaweed flavored, and I tried everything today, so I can tell y'all like my reviews. Those are actually pretty good. Then I was like, I wouldn't walk away from the store with something crazy because I'm like, I know I'm probably not gonna really come to Chinatown a lot and not really have these opportunities to get like something crazy a lot. So I got like this hot and sour lemon chicken braised chicken feet flavored like chips. Try them today. They were definitely interesting. There's a lot of flavors going on in my mouth, so I don't really know how I feel about it. And then I got like these Hello Panda little snack things with like a crunchy outer shell with strawberry filling. I literally finished it all today. It was pretty good. And then I got a matcha latte Kit Kat, which was pretty good. It also doesn't taste that matcha-y. It like had a hint of it, but it wasn't very strong at all. And then a milk tea Kit Kat. And then I got like some strawberry drink that has been seen in some Korean Englishman videos. I haven't tried that yet. So yeah, I still need to try that. But yeah, I thought my bill was gonna be way more expensive than what it was because this girl in front of me, hers was like 36 something, and it looked like from my perspective that she had more than me, but it was only like $22 for all of that, which I feel like isn't bad considering I saw like a lot of reviews saying like oh it was like overpriced, but it was like very packed, and it definitely was kind of overwhelming because there's just like so much, but I'm glad I still got some really cool things. And Kelsey got some good pictures of me, and there's some good candidates that will be posted on Instagram. So shout out Kelsey. And then after that place, we were kind of done with what we wanted to do in Chinatown, and we still had a lot of the day left. So our wonderful friend Ariana, she got us an Uber, and we Ubered to the Chicago Cultural Center, which is just really like cute and aesthetic looking inside. Yeah, we like walked all the way to the top. It was like 5 stories or something. The main like attraction I think of this place is like on the third floor. I think there's like a big nice dome, and it's just really cute. But let me just tell you, walking to the top was a workout. Me and Liz, we tried to get a new podcast cover photo, which I think will still work. We haven't worked on it yet. But yeah, so that was our experience at the cultural center.
And then after that, we wanted to kind of like, it was still, the time was going by pretty fast. It was like, I think 4 something. And we were like, okay, so we are like near the Bean. And we didn't want to go to the Bean because we went there last time we went to Chicago. But we were like, okay, let's try like a little rooftop bar, you know, like little chill vibe, sunset. The weather was really, really nice. And we went to this place that we wanted to go to. But of course, I swear, our luck on this trip, everything was closed for a private event. The rooftop was closed for a private event, of course. So then we were like going to this other place. They didn't open until 4:30. So we were like, okay, let's just walk around. I know some people had to do some shopping. So like we did a little bit of that. Then we went back to the one that closed at 4:30. It was like chill vibes up there. I think we got there right on time because like every single table was reserved except for one that they let us sit at. We didn't really order like food or anything because we had a whole plan, y'all. We were gonna do a mukbang. So we didn't order too much food. But of course, this happened to us on our last Chicago trip too. You'd think that we'd learn by now, but no. So we look at the time, it's like 5:45, and we see that the train is supposed to leave at 6. And the next train after the one at 6 doesn't leave until 8. So we had to catch this one. So like for those of us who got a drink, we chugged it and we started booking it, y'all. But bruh, I don't know, Kennedy. I feel like Kennedy and Ariana, they was lagging a little bit in our walk to the train station. So it'd be like me, Kelsey, and Jill. We was like running, like picking up the pace because it was like the GPS said we were gonna get there at 6 and the train left at 6:05. And there was like a lot of people and we didn't want to miss the little part where you go down into the train station. And I look back and I'm like, I don't even see Kitty and Ariana. Luckily they found us. It was all cool. And then we like got into like the actual like train station section. We found out we were going like the wrong way. We had to go this other way. So we started picking up the pace even more. We literally got onto the train, I think like right at 6:04. We didn't buy any tickets before. We just bought them like on the train and paid cash. Like, y'all, it was hot once we got on that train too. There was no airflow. Yeah, I don't know if you want to add anything, Kennedy.
No, it was funny. Like I wish like I could just see us running from an outside perspective. Like just imagine these like 5 Gen Z looking girls with our tote bags, cute outfits ready for the train. Like, and not gonna lie, at first when we first started walking, since y'all said like 6:05, it was like a little more than like 5-10 minutes or something. So like, okay, like if we keep walking at this pace, like it's good. Like as long as like me and Ari can see the other three, like we Gucci. But then it started getting closer to the time. And we still wasn't close. So I was like, like we should pick up the pace a bit. And so like I was like, trying to like walk pace, but like not leave Ari behind. Cause one thing about Ari is she's not gonna run. So I was like making sure like, okay, Ari's still by me. So like we don't lose her. Cause there's a whole bunch of people around. But make sure I don't lose sight of Liz, Jill, and Kelsey because they're so like further ahead. And there was one point like they crossed the street and girl, me and Ari wasn't even towards the corner. I said, "Oh, we gotta pick up the pace." We started running.
No, because that's the point we crossed the street and I look back, I'm like, bro, where are they? And then I see like Kennedy kind of like pushing her way through the crowd of people and everything. But we made it. Very much. I was knocked out that entire train ride basically. They got some pictures of me sleeping, but I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting near the window and I felt like my skin was glowing, so I feel like I was looking good in those pictures personally. And then we made it back home, well, to our humble, humble, humble abode. That is our Airbnb. And then we went and we all had the plan because before when we did like the grocery shopping, we saw that this like street had like a lot of different options. There was like some Wingstop, Taco Bell, Chipotle, all the places you could think of were there. So everybody went to like different things. I know Jill, and Kennedy. I think it was just us three. We all got Wingstop. Me and Kennedy, we got a whole like meal thing. It was like 25 wings. It had corn. It had fries. It had a drink. We was grubbing. But we stopped, I think, at like Wingstop, Chipotle, Taco Bell, and then we also went to like Aldi's and Myers because among all the groceries we bought, we forgot we were gonna buy like things to make lunch for Saturday at the beach. So we had to buy like sandwich meat and that kind of stuff. So we did all the stops that night.
Yeah, this was honestly like this was the perfect vibe. Just like I'm really glad we decided to do this last minute because honestly we didn't really like see much of our town before, so we're like, oh, like we like this part of town. You know, we just don't like our street. Our street, I think, literally is just like our little section of our street is like the only ghetto part of this town. But anyway, so yeah, we got our wing stop, and Jill also got some Taco Bell too, and then Kelsey, and then I know Ari got some Chipotle, and we got our food. Jill and Liz got mistaken for sisters again. I don't know if you guys know, but Jill's Indian and Elizabeth is Mexican. So that's like two different, nationalities and stuff. But they always get mistaken even though they don't look alike.
Literally, the only thing we have in common is we're brown, and we're not even the same shade of brown, bruh. But like the lady in the drive-thru, she was like, "Oh, are you two sisters?" And Jill made a face, and like the lady was like laughing. It was good times. It was good. It was cool. I know their Taco Bell was hitting. They said. So then we got back to our Airbnb, and like Kenny was saying, it's literally just our street. Like when we were even driving up to our Airbnb, the streets before, I'm not saying that they were like super nice houses, but it was definitely like a nicer area. And then you get on our street. Like you just knew you were close to our Airbnb when you got on that street. But we just had like our little mukbang and everything. I know Kennedy did some recording for her vlog. We ate good. Very much me and Kennedy did not finish the Wingstop. We ate it periodically the other days, or at least I did a little bit. But just know we were full. We were stuffed, y'all. Like it was a lot of food that we had.
Yeah, we definitely overestimated how much we could eat. Cause like, of course, we did all the shopping when we were literally starving. So like, of course, you always just want more. Oh, and I remember something when Liz was talking about our neighborhood. On like the first day that we got there was like police near like our street. So that's how you know our area was a little rough. And I was like, we need them stationed outside of our house, please.
No, because it was like as soon as we left, it was two cops like pulled out nearby. We're like, please stay, don't move. That's like we were to like obviously we didn't tell them that. That's what we were joking about in the car. But then after dinner we did some karaoke. It was all good vibes and everything. And then I feel like it kind of like we started hearing some sounds outside. Oh my gosh, yes. We would hear like we told ourselves they were fireworks. I don't know if they were fireworks or not, but we told ourselves we just kept on hearing fireworks that night. And then there was like a point where like there was like a car driving by, a couple cars. We thought we saw like ambulance lights or like police lights. I don't know. We got kind of a little sussed out.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, but yeah, we just played karaoke and then we just chilled. We learned during this trip that like we are just being grandmas this trip because I don't think we really did much at that. Like we just been out all day, and I think I put like on a movie for like background noise, and then we just like went to bed. Like we were legit in bed before like midnight or like 11 o'clock. It was crazy, but like we were all so freaking tired.
No, because yeah, that night I think we were like all in bed by like 11:30. As Kenny said, we were in our grandma eras. And then the next day was a full beach day. We were like we want to soak our like mistake, not even mistake, but our regret from like our last trip there was we didn't have as much beach time as we wanted. So then the next day, Saturday morning, we wanted to get there a decent time. So we got up around like 9, like 8:39. It was like really wholesome vibes because it was like we were making our little sandwiches, packing up our beach bags, adding all of our snacks and everything. And then we went to the beach. And y'all, there was a line to get in. Like the GPS road that it took us to, it said closed beach parking full. So then we went another way and it was like a long, long line. I guess everybody decided that they wanted to get to the beach at 10 a.m. in the morning. And keep in mind, we left early, y'all. So like imagine if we hadn't left early. But we were like, okay, whatever. Like this is like I swear, every single time we went to the beach, we had a little obstacle to overcome. But this was the obstacle for that day. And we ended up finding another beach that was actually I really liked it. It was like small vibes. It wasn't like super crowded. But I will say we pull in and we realized we have to have a parking pass. But the guy who was there, he was like, I won't tell anyone you parked here. So he saved us, thank you, Mr. Indiana country looking man. Because you came through.
Yeah, and then another bad thing about that day was the service was absolute trash. That was like the only downside though. Besides like the traffic, the service was absolute trash, which I'm sorry. I'm Gen Z. I need my internet. And it was killing my vibe at first, y'all. Um as Liz said earlier, I was in my iPad era, like my iPad kid vibe, the day we left, but also on Saturday morning, for an hour was qualifying. And the last 10 minutes when there was interesting stuff is when like my service it went on the one bar, nothing was loading, texts weren't sending. I was like, oh, this is just great. And like for most of the time at the beach, like I just had no idea what the qualifying results were. But let me stop sounding like a brat because the vibes at the beach were actually perfect. Like walking up to the beach, I was like, wow, like it literally feels like the summer I turned pretty with the way the sand was looking. Like I'm just like looking at the clips on my phone and just good vibes. And we perfected our little setup this day. Like we had like a sheet from the Airbnb out, and then we laid like our personal beach towels like around the sheet that we had, and then we also had like three like regular like outside chairs and then like a sitting chair that you would use on like a bleacher. And then we had like our snack bags and stuff on like the sheet. We had a cooler with our really good lemonade and our water. And it was just a vibe. It was giving Tumblr, it was giving Pinterest. And it was just perfect. And the part of the beach we were at was not crowded at all. We were a good distance from the water, but not too far back, and it was just amazing vibes. We had our sandwiches, and it was the perfect mix of being in the water and laying out. We both got some, I think everyone got some good sun in, and we all got some fire pictures at the beach. I think I was a little scared to bring my camera into that water, but I did it, and I think everyone got some good pictures from that.
And the difference between, like, day 1 we went to the beach and day 2, like, there were still waves, but, like, we felt safe bringing our phone, our camera out there, into the water. It was just perfect vibes. It was between, like, alternating between, like, laying out, talking. Oh, when we had our lunch, the vibes were perfect, immaculate, exquisite, and it was just, like, alternating between getting into the water, coming back out, drying off, going back and forth. We had our music playing. Y'all, we were thriving out there that day. It was perfect, perfection. Could not have asked for better vibes.
Okay. And just like one little quick thing that I love about our group is just like how we all just love people watching, and we just like all make up stories about random people on the beach. Like there's this couple next to us who was there like most of the time we were there, and y'all literally the whole day we are just like making up random things about their relationship and just like how like and like they had a dog and we're like, is it the boyfriend's dog or the girl's dog? And it was just like really funny.
Yes, and then we're, like, also just, like, perfectly fine with being in silence too, Like, we can, like, be laughing and loud, but then we can be in silence. It's just, perfect, perfect friend group, personally, I do have to say. But then after the beach, we had a long, nice, warm day at the beach, and then we had to, like, the only bad downside about this beach is the parking lot wasn't, like, super, super close, so we had to, like, lug everything back to the car, and I swear there was, like, a little hill. I was dying, y'all, because I had the cooler. Let's just say the next day, my arms were a bit sore and nobody else's arms were sore, so I think it was definitely from carrying the cooler. I had a little arm workout in, and then yeah, we went back. We had the windows down a little bit at one point. It was just like good vibes, like driving back, wanting to go and shower and everything.
Yeah, the walk back was definitely treacherous. I was literally sweating. But yeah, we just went back. I rinsed off. Some people took showers. We got dressed nicely in our dinner fit for the night, and we ended up eating at this restaurant called La Vida de something. I can't remember at this particular moment because I can't find the picture. But it was like an Italian restaurant. I ended up getting a pesto gnocchi. It was like pretty good, but I literally ate it so fast. Like they didn't really give a lot of pesto, but it was a really cute vibe. They had like this corner in the front of the restaurant was like I would have loved to sit there. Like it looked so cute. But it was a really nice vibey restaurant. And we honestly I don't think we like looked overdressed or anything. Like I felt like we fit the vibe. And I was like, I knew the food was gonna be good because you can see into the kitchen and one of the cooks was wearing a do rag. So I was like, yeah, this food's gonna be pretty good. At least what I had.
Yeah, it was pretty good vibes, like Kennedy said. Definitely, I love like after like you've been out in the sun and everything, just like getting dressed up and everything. All the Florida girlies be doing it, and we had a good time. And then after that, it was like honestly the downside though, I will say the food did take a bit. They did take their time with it, but they had bread. They had bread, so we were eating up the bread. But then we went to this casino because our friend Ariana, she wanted to like look around and everything. So we went to the casino. Kennedy stayed in the car because Kennedy is not 21 yet, and they were like checking our like when we walked in. you had to like stand at this thing and like they would scan your ID and like the picture would pop up and everything. But yeah, so we walked into the casino. Y'all, this casino, there was so many old people. It was like it was funny because when you walked in, there was, like, a sign that said, like, "Under 41, enter on this side," and then, like, over 41 not 41, over 40, enter on this side, under 40, enter on this side, and there was, like you could smoke inside the casino, and personally, I'm not a too much of a fan of, like, the cigarette smoke and anything. We definitely walked out, like, smelling like cigarettes, but we played, like, 2 or 3 different games not games, machines? I don't know what they're called, but we did that. Was making no sense. I don't understand how people be just walking in knowing what to do because we definitely didn't. We were like reading the thing wrong too. We thought like we won 20 cents, but I think it's we had 20 cents left, but that wasn't enough to bet or something. I don't really know. I don't really know. All I know is their bathrooms were nice because if there's one thing, if you aren't from like the US or you don't go into like the female bathroom or whatever, I swear, every single bathroom has that crack where you can see out and they can see in, and it's like such a big crack, it feels like. But the casino bathrooms did not have that. So I will say they had pretty nice bathrooms, but that was the casino experience.
Yeah, when they came into that car, they was like fully like it just smelled a lot of smoke. And I was like, dang. And I did notice like when I was in the car, because I was low key living my best life in the car. I ain't even gonna lie. I was watching a little bit of a podcast. I was like, let me do my Duolingo. But anyways, I noticed there was a lot of like older people leaving. But I didn't even like put that into my mind. They're like, oh, there's probably like a lot of old people in that crowd. But after we left the casino, we went back to our Airbnb and we changed it to our comfy clothes. And I'm pretty sure we played or we did karaoke first for a bit. We did kind of like a mix of like regular karaoke and blind karaoke. And then I know we, try to redeem ourselves with the s'mores dip in between doing our different karaoke sessions. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Liz, you could talk about the s'mores because that was definitely an interesting experience.
So little background knowledge. Our last trip to Indiana, we tried to make s'mores dip and let's just say it didn't turn out well. Burnt the s'mores dip, like not just burnt it, we like it was charred. It was like black, y'all. It kind of caught on fire. Um yeah. If you want to see behind the scenes, look at Kennedy's vlog. Shout out to Kennedy's YouTube channel. You can see it. But we definitely like we burnt it. The fire alarm went off. There was fire. It was a struggle. That's all you need to know. So we were like, we're gonna redeem ourselves this year. And we didn't burn it, y'all. The fire alarm didn't go off, so we did have some improvements, but we struggled because so we put it in like the oven and we like were cautious because we don't want to burn it. Like our friend Kelsey, last year I wanna just throw it out there. I was not involved in the cooking of these s'mores last year. But our friend Kelsey was involved with them. She wasn't the only fit person involved. Just want to say that. I believe Kennedy might have been there and Ariana too. But Kelsey was like, this time around, Kelsey was like, I am not leaving this oven. Like, she sat over there near the oven and just watched the s'mores so they didn't catch fire. So, like, our first struggle was like, we wanted these s'mores to be a little bit more golden brown, and then when we thought it was ready, we like dipped our graham crackers in, and the chocolate wasn't cooked yet. So like we put it back in the oven a little bit, but the chocolate wasn't melting. So then we put it like on the gas stove. It was just like a struggle. Moral of the story, we didn't burn anything. The fire alarm didn't go off, but the s'mores, the chocolate did burn a little bit, so it added like a taste to it. But overall, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was a nice little snacky snack. Surely the third time we make it perfectly. Or maybe s'mores dip just isn't meant for our friend group. I don't know. But then, yeah, that night we were just having a kiki laughing, playing around, doing our karaoke and stuff. There's an incident where there was like a fly, and Ariana jumped up and went crazy, and that was really funny. And yeah, we just kind of just like enjoyed our time together. Again, we still had an early night because I don't know, we were just like grandmas. Like even now recording this podcast episode, I am really tired but trying to keep like some energy up. But I don't know what it is about the summer, but like I legit just cannot hang. but we still had a good time. And I just really enjoyed these last little moments. And even though we were in our ghetto little Airbnb,
Yeah, what Kennedy said, we embrace the grandma era, and I continue to embrace the grandma era. Something about it is just so peaceful and nice. Oh, and then like the next day, Sunday, we like left, we was mostly in the car. We did stop for lunch. There's this place in Indianapolis called The Garage where they have like different cuisines. They have like different types of food and everything. We stopped there last year too, so we stopped this year. And then we were on our way back to our little hometowns, said our little goodbyes to everyone. But like overall, I had a really, really great time. As I said before, it's always so nice to just like be all together. Because like we don't get that a lot.
and it's always fun to me because in my mind we're like pretending we're like living by the beach. Like imagine like we're living by the beach, but like we also like we're going to school by the beach. Like that's what I just like imagine in my head. Like we're cosplaying that lifestyle since like obviously we don't get to see each other a lot. We don't live together or anything. So that's just like our like how people like play house. Like we're playing like oh we live together and stuff. So it's like really fun. And I'm just like imagine if we actually all lived together. That would be actually crazy. I don't think I could live in a house with 5 girls, but for the 5 days that we did, it was really fun. And I'm just like, I'm like, when's the next time we're gonna be all together again like this? I'm like, I need the next girls trip immediately. And I'm just gonna put it out there. We're gonna go out of the country soon. Cause guess whose passport just came today? This girl. I've been waiting for this moment. I was more excited for this passport than my actual driver's license. I know Kelsey's listening to this, so Kelsey, you better get yours soon, girl.
Yeah, Kelsey, I know you're listening. Get that passport. I expect you to have that appointment scheduled ASAP. But as Kenny said, this was our year 2 of doing this trip. That trip will definitely be happening again. It's gonna be a yearly trip. I'm calling it now. We will definitely not be going back to that Airbnb. We will be leaving a review though. Don't worry. We're gonna go back to our OG Airbnb lady. Like she did us right. She didn't do us dirty. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the girls trip for this year.
It was a really good time, and I cannot wait to look back on all the footage that I got because I know I'm gonna be dying again, especially from the mukbang footage. Because I don't know, I was like on one, and I feel like I say this like every time like we have a hangout, like we're already close, but I feel like every time like we have like these like a sleepover or like these long like weekends or whatever, like we just get even closer. And I feel like this trip we unlocked like the annoying siblings, like annoying each other level type of friendship. And I feel like that's just everything we needed.
That is the end of this episode for the Girls Lounge with Liz and KT. Thank you so much for listening to the end of this. Make sure that you review our podcast and rate it on Spotify and everything, and follow us on all of our social medias. And be on the lookout for Kennedy's vlog of this trip, so you can put the visuals to everything that we talked about. But with that, we'll see you guys next week on the Girls Lounge. Bye!
Bye.